Hey everybody, my name is Teresa. Today I'm going to be going over my goal progress so far this year. Hi guys! If you want to know what my goals are, I will go ahead and link my goal video down below in the cards, all the things that I posted. I believe in February is when I posted it. I have a list of 10 goals that I'm hoping to accomplish this year in 2026 that relate to my reading. So let's just get into it. Goal number 1 is read 100 novels. Now, I specifically said novels. My goal is to read 126 books, period. But I want to read 100 novels, so middle grade and higher. No manga, no graphic novels included in that stat. I'm totally fine with reading those books. I just don't want them included in this stat. Oh, I want to say novellas do count. Novellas, short stories, they do count. I'm talking like picture book, graphic novels, manga, any like non-typical, there's more pictures than words. That's what I mean. I have read 59 novels as of June 23rd, 2026. I am on track to be able to complete my 100 novel goal by the end of the year, if this keeps up. My Goodreads goal, this isn't a part of like the 10 that I have, but my Goodreads goal is, like I said, is to read 126 books this year because it's 2026. I was like 26, whatever. That's my goal. Okay. Next up is to finish 6 series, and I do not believe that I have finished any series so far yet this year. Oh, I have finished a series. It was a series I started and finished this year, which I'm gonna have to watch my goal video back to see if that was okay or if it was only series that I had already started that would count. If that's the case, then 0. But we got 6 months left of the year, so I could theoretically. I would have to watch that back because I don't remember what I said my parameters were. I do believe that I said it had to be at least a trilogy. Like, it couldn't be a duology. It had to be at least a trilogy. I'm pretty sure I said that. And I can't remember if I said that it needed to be read in this year. Or, like, book 1 had been read before 2026. I remember throwing that out there, but I'm not sure if I made that a rule. So we're either at 1 or 0. And the one that I did finish, though, that I started and finished, is The Elementals by Amy Kaufman. This is a sci-fi fantasy book about these 2 orphan children who find out that they are actually shifters. They're twins, girl and a boy. One's a wolf shifter, one's a dragon shifter, and they are mortal enemies. And so it's like, how can we be twins if we are mortal enemies? And it goes from there. They're really cute. They're really good. Middle grade novels by Amy Kaufman. So don't know the answer to this one. Either 1 or 0. Okay. Number 3, I've definitely not done this. Keep up with reading journal and reviews. I have not even started my reading journal. I had such big plans for 2026, you guys, and then I got engaged. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Not at all. Not at all in a bad way. It's just I was not expecting to get engaged. I didn't know it was happening. So my plans for 2026 were me still being a girlfriend, not a fiance. So that completely derailed everything. Again, in a good way. Like, I'm not mad about it at all. But I basically took January off because he proposed to me Christmas Eve, which I know is cliche, but like, he didn't propose on Christmas Eve because it was Christmas Eve. It just happened to be the day that like all the family was together. We went to the zoo lights. It was a whole thing. I talked about it in my announcements video, I think, earlier this year. I'll link that down as well if you guys want to hear the engagement story. I won't go back into it. Yeah, so basically everything went out the window at that point. All of my carefully laid plans were made. Like, I have this list of all these plans, and this was made on December 17th, 2025, and he proposed December 24th. So, yeah. Haven't even started reading journal. I really do want to. I'm like debating, do I start it and backtrack and backfill it? Or do I just be like, we're just going to start fresh in July and move forward? I don't know yet. We'll see. Reviews. Reviews I have been doing okay with. I really wanted to review every single book I read, mainly just because I want to be able to remember what I read, and I do remember a big chunk of what I read, but I don't always remember my thoughts in the moment. And especially if I'm going to be coming on here and trying to review books, I have a really difficult time with reviewing things other than saying I liked it or didn't like it. Like, you guys need more substance than that. And without me writing it down in the moment, a lot of times I forget. So I've been doing okay with this. The whole point of the reading journal, though, is to like track every single book and then write a review in the reading journal for every single book. I don't care if I write a review for every book on Goodreads or whatever. Like, that's not my thing. I want to write reviews for most of the books on Goodreads, but my goal here was to write a review for every single book I read in my reading journal. Don't know if that's even going to happen all this year. I might just not do a reading journal this year. I really don't know. It really depends on how the rest of the year pans out. Okay, number 4 is do more buddy reads. I really need to get on this. I was hoping to do one a month. That was kind of my goal. I've done one this year. And my buddy reads, oh, excuse me. My voice just did something weird. By buddy reads, I don't mean book club reads. So like, I am a part of Leandra, the TBR0, her membership, and she does a book club with her members. I don't count that as a buddy read. I mean, it technically is, but any kind of like like group of people, book club, whatever, that's not what I count. I'm talking like specifically one-on-one, or the book I actually did read earlier this year was Big Bed Wool by Leonie Swan, and I read that with Leandra and Danny from Danny Dabbles. We had the best time. It was great. So I don't mind reading with more than one person, but it needs to be like specifically for a buddy read, not like a big group thing. So I need to get on that because I have been a slacker. Number 5 is to keep up with my monthly TBR, basically complete my monthly TBRs. And I'm pretty sure I have completed all but 1 month. So I'm doing really good on this, actually. We are currently in June. I am 50% of the way through my TBR for June. And see what my previous months were. So for January, I did not do a TBR, just again, because I got engaged and I was like living in that moment. So I didn't even think about doing a TBR. I just basically what I did was roll over any books that I had in December that I wanted to read that I read in January. But starting in February, I did complete February's TBR. I completed March's TBR. I did not complete April's TBR. I only read 1 book because I have 4 books every month, or the 4 to 5 books every month. So I read 1 book. I started a second book. I don't count it though because I didn't finish it. I do count DNFs, by the way, but I haven't had a DNF on my TBR. And then I eventually read another book that was on there, but I don't count it for the TBR because like I didn't read it during that month. So I failed April's. I completed May's. I did have a DNF in May, but I counted it again. And I'm hopefully going to complete June's because I've already read 2. I know, well, I don't know for a fact, but I already have planned one other one I'm going to be reading very, very soon. I'm hoping I can get to the last one. So fingers crossed for me that I can do that. But I'm very happy. Like I'm not gonna like beat myself up if I miss a couple months, if I don't complete it every single month. It's more of just like I want to prioritize it, like make sure I'm at least trying, which I am. So I'm happy with that goal. Well, number 6, keep my TBR below 400 books. And I'm happy to say that I have been doing this, you guys. I am really happy with where my TBR is currently sitting. I started the year off in January with 404 books on my physical TBR. And as of right now, I have 374 books on my physical TBR. Now, I am in the middle of another one, so as soon as I finish it, it'll be 373. So it is below 400. My goal is basically to be reading more than I'm bringing in, to at least keep it under 400. I did do a massive unhaul where I unhauled 32 books, like just didn't read them, got rid of them. So that majorly helped because again, I was at 404. So like that automatically drops it down below 400. But I have actually been reading off my shelves and I have not hauled a whole lot of books this year. Let me do some quick math and I'll let you know what those numbers are. So as of today, I have hauled 19 books and I have read slash unhauled. Well, I have read 17 books and unhauled 32. So 49 books I have gotten off of my shelves. I've added 19 and got rid of 49. Which, what is that? That means I have 30 books. I've gotten 30 books off of my shelf since the start of the year, which feels really, really good. Like, I am not someone who minds having a large TBR. I really, really don't. I love having so many books. I want to have a large collection of books that I haven't read yet and a large collection of books that I absolutely love. Like, I want both. So that is not an issue. It's more so I'm moving next year when I get married. I'm going to be moving. And I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books. So to move that many books is going to be a struggle. So I'm trying to read as many off my shelves as I can this year and up to my wedding, so that I can not have to move them. That's the big incentive here, is to not have to move them. But yeah, I like the idea of keeping it under 400. I think maybe eventually under 200 might be, or around 200. I don't know. That's still 100 plus books I have to get rid of, though. That's a lot. So I don't know. Right now, it's under 400. As long as I can end the year under 400, I will be happy camper. Prompt number 7 is to read 26 books off my own TBR. So keeping my TBR below 400 isn't just reading books, it's also books I'm bringing in. So I want to make sure I'm intentionally, I'm not just buying books willy-nilly. I am very intentional with the books I bring in as well. This one is very specifically like these 26 books have to come off of my physical TBR. And so far, I have read 15 of 26. This will be when I finish the book I'm currently in, which is Anatomy of an Alibi. I'm like in the middle of it. When that is finished, I will have read 16 of the 26. So I am a little bit over halfway, which is really exciting. Yeah, as of right now, I have read, I'm 58% through that goal. Once I read this next book, that'll jump up. But it's good to know that I'm at least halfway through, since we're at the halfway point of the year. To see my goals are like halfway or more than halfway finished is really encouraging for me. Okay, then number 8 is complete self-made challenges. Once again, these were challenges that I thought about doing and putting together before I got engaged. So we'll get back to that in a minute. I'll kind of put that on hold for a second. Number 9 is take more time to reflect on books. And basically what this means is don't just end a book and immediately start another one. Because I've been doing that the past few years, and what was it, 2024, I think it was? 2024, 2025, I've read like the most books I've ever read in my life, but I remember hardly nothing about them. Like, there's so many books that I've read that I truly don't remember reading, just because it was like back to back to back to back. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to sit and savor my books. And there are some that I put down and pick up something else right after, because that's just the mood I'm in. But I'm really trying to be intentional about taking my time, slowing down, and reading, or like just reflecting. That's part of the whole reviewing thing. Take the time to think about it and review the book once you've read it, which obviously I haven't been doing a very good job about that, but that's neither here nor there. I do think I could be better at this, of actually like reflecting on the book, because I have been taking time between books, but I haven't really been reflecting on it. I'm just like allowing myself to breathe basically between books. So I would say this one, about 70% of my goal is complete, as far as like, well, if we're saying 100, I've done 70%. So I guess it would be 40%. Anyways, whatever. Number 10 is reread books and favorite authors. I have done this a little bit. I want to reread more. I really do. I really enjoy a reread. I'm someone who will 100% reread a mystery or a thriller. Like, I am not opposed to that, because I have found that by reading those type of books, like, it's really fun for me because now I know what to look out for. Now I know the end, and sometimes I forget things that happen. But now I'm like, oh, I know this now, so I can like look at the clues and find all of the Easter eggs, not the Easter eggs, but like the foreshadowing, all of the things the author puts in. It's really fun for me. I have reread 8 books this year, so that's a little over one a month. That's pretty good, I think. I definitely want to do a little bit more. I am rereading the Murderbot series. I've read the first 4 books in the past, and I recently just read up to book 4 again because I want to continue, but I wanted a refresher, and I'm glad I did because I watched the TV show like 2 or 3 different times because I really enjoyed it, but it is a little bit different than the book. So I'm glad I went back to the books, and so that way I'm like, okay, this is actual book canon and not what the TV show had done, you know? So another one was like a little picture book that I read when I was a kid. And the biggest one that I reread that I'm really happy about is one that I reread every single year. And I usually reread it during Amazing Readathon. I try to read it around this time of year because I always try to fit it to a prompt reread during Face Off. And that is Rolling in the Deep by Mira Grant. This, you guys, legitimately is probably one of my favorite books of all time. Like, I don't know if it's actually my favorite book of all time, but it is like tied if it's not the actual favorite. You know, it's so good. I don't know why I love it so much. I just do. It's literally Killer Mermaids, but it's novella too, which like normally I'm not a big novella fan, but I have found that Shauna McGuire / Mira Grant, I do really like her novellas. So she's just great at that, I guess. Anyways, Rolling in the Deep, like my favorite book. I reread it every single year and it never freaking gets old. And every year I'm like, get emotional because I'm like, oh, it's so sad. Like, I know what happens to all of the characters. I mean, Killer Mermaids, we're just going to go with that. But this is the prequel book to Into the Drowning Deep, which is like a 400 or 500 page book. This is the prequel to it. And I love it so much. I think part of it is it so reminds me of Animal Planet Lost Tapes that was like in the early 2000s or mid 2000s. If you remember that, like let me know down in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about, because I was obsessed with that. And I literally have a readathon that's based around cryptids. Mermaids are a cryptid. So like, yeah, I love it so much. But that was a reread for me. I do need to reread some more books though. It's a goal, and I also just really want to. Like I want to go. Oh, so it's not just reread books. It's also read more books by favorite authors. Because I find a couple authors that I'm like, I love everything they write, and then like I never come back to them. So I need to like get back into some of my Leigh Bardugo is one. Ted Dekker, I need to finish his canon. Jessica R. Patch is a newer favorite author of mine that she has a huge backlist that I need to read. So yeah, okay. So that's all of those goals. Well, let's go back to number 8, which is the self-made challenges. So I had 10 of those as well. Some of them are like long-term that I'm doing until they're complete, not at the end of the year. But the few that are specifically through that will be like the end of this year is when the challenge is over are A to Z challenge, and these are like other people have done these challenges or maybe made these challenges in the past, but I'm not like the A to Z. I'm just doing it for myself. I'm not like, oh, I saw this specific person is like, I'm doing the A to Z challenge and I'm joining their challenge. So I hope that makes sense. So A to Z challenge, I am 58% of the way through that. My goal would be 50% at this point in time, right? Read the Rainbow. I am 57% through, complete with that. My 6 books to read in 2026. I am 33% through that. I've only read 2 of the 6, so I need to get going on that one. Finish 6 series. Did I already talk about that? Yeah, finish 6 series. Apparently that's a goal and a challenge. Anyways, so we already talked about that one. 26 books off my physical TBR. Did I mention that one yet? Yeah, I did. Apparently a couple of goals I wrote down my challenges, so ignore that. I guess that's everything that is not like a long-term thing. Because like I have around the world, all the states where I read a book from every country, I read a book from every state. I want to reread Ted Decker's entire canon. I have 40 books to read before I turn 40. I guess I could update you on that. I don't think I've done anything since I've last updated you guys. I'm 20% of the way through. I've only read 8 of the 40 books, which I really need to get on because I'm 37. I will be turning 38 this year in October. So I need to read a lot. I need to read a lot of these if I want to get them all done before I turn 40. Yeah, that's a big one. But there you are, guys. That is my updated middle of the year update on my goals. So far, I'm doing quite well. I'm pretty sure, let me count real quick. I would say at least 6 of the 10 goals I'm really happy with my progress on. A couple of them I definitely need to get a move on, but overall, I'm quite happy with where I am, both with my personal goals and my personal challenges for the year. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video and you have not yet subscribed, would you please consider subscribing to my channel? It would really mean a lot to me. I am trying to grow my channel to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm close, but I'm not quite there yet. So if you want to see more videos by me, I do a lot of TBR videos. I'm working on trying to do some vlogs, and I do have a few like tags and other sit down like this kind of videos coming as well. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more by me. Like this video. If you liked it, give it the thumbs up because that really helps people know, or the algorithm know, that like you like my video. And please leave a comment down below if you would be so kind. If you have nothing to say, but you just want to let me know that you're here, so I know that like it's worthwhile for me to make these videos that people are actually watching. Let's leave a gold star emoji, a star emoji, because my goal is to get a gold star at the end of the year and complete all of my challenges. So go ahead and leave a gold star emoji down below. Just let me know you were here. Even if you have nothing else to say, it would really mean a lot to me, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I'm so grateful for all of you, for this community. You guys make me smile every day, and I am so happy to be able to come on and make videos for you guys. So okay, now we're on to the second half of the year, which is just absolutely mind-boggling to me. How did this happen? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!